All right, so today I'm going to talk about good mornings. We throw this term around a lot when we're talking about exercises for the back. When in fact, good mornings, similar to deadlifts, are for mainly the hamstrings. Your back and your glutes are also involved in these exercises, but they're mainly and specifically targeting the hamstrings. So I'm going to go ahead and show you first a couple of reps of good mornings with a barbell, and then show you a couple of other variations that we can do for it. So I'm going to grab my 15-pound barbell. Now obviously you can use whatever size bar you feel comfortable with, and whatever feels comfortable resting on your shoulders. I'm also going to show you these with dumbbells, just as an alternative because I know not everyone has a bar available. So what you will do is take the bar up over your shoulders and allow the bar to rest on your traps right at the base of the neck. You'll hold the bar wide. And the other important thing when you have a bar on your shoulders is to focus on not hunching over. You need to pull those elbows forward. Lock your shoulder blades down into your lats so that you're nice and controlled and your core is helping. The other thing is that you want to be sure that your legs are in a parallel position. You can also do these with a slightly wider leg stance. Do not rotate the legs outward. You want them parallel and pointing forward. Now, because we're targeting the hamstrings, you want to be sure that you've warmed them up a little bit. So you've done a few bends and stretches, maybe you've done a little bit of cardio to get those muscles nice and warm. Because the tendency is, for most people, the hamstrings are extremely tight and not flexible. So you need to make sure that they're warm. Okay? So what we're going to do next is set up the position. With the legs in a parallel position and your arms pressed forward, the elbows pressed forward and your shoulder blades locked into your lats, you're going to just slightly bend the knees. What that is going to do is release your hamstrings slightly and allow your hips to extend back as you bend forward. The other thing, obviously, as I always talk about, is that navel to spine connection. So what we are going to do is very similar to a deadlift. You're going to press back, flexing the hips back, bowing forward. Now, you want to make sure that your lower spine is extended and you're also pulling your shoulder blades down into your lats so your chest is open and your cervical spine is in a neutral position. You want to end up parallel to the floor. Now, if you have tight hamstrings, your body is going to want to do that, which is curve in flexion of the spine. We want to avoid that. How? By lengthening the hamstrings and bending your knees. So the tighter hamstrings are, the more bent your knees are going to have to be. I have very flexible hamstrings, so I can have straight legs, but I'm not doing that for demonstration purposes. So you will end parallel to the floor. You'll pull that deep navel to spine connection and exhale to squeeze the glutes and lift the body back up. So it's as if you were one of those little bird things that they put on the edge of glasses, those novelty items that the bird just goes blink and blink. And it never bends and it never articulates. That's the idea here. Your only articulation is at the hip and at the knees slightly. Obviously, we're not doing a squat here, but because you need to soften the knees to lengthen the hamstrings, that's another slight articulation. But what we don't want to see, obviously, and I'm showing this incorrectly now on purpose, is that you're articulating this spine. You don't want to do that. We want to keep the spine rigid and up. Okay, let me show you with a quick dumbbell demonstration. So all I have available are my light ones right now that actually look like dumbbells. So whatever weight you're comfortable with, again, this is how I do them. I put my dumbbells right on my shoulder like that. Or, alternatively, if you're comfortable holding them in your hands, you can hold them behind your shoulders as if you had a bar there. So that's another option. You can go here, you can be here, and take them like this, and up, or just like the bar, here, connecting into the back, and up. And notice this is what the back should look like and feel like. You're pressing those elbows forward, lats and shoulder blades locked in, cervical spine in neutral, right? You're not dropping your head down and you're not looking up. It's in neutral. and then up. So you have those options. Now, with dumbbells, you can add a whole lot of arm variations, which I like to do to change things up a little bit. So I'm just going to show you 2 options of things that you can do in addition to the good morning to bring your upper body more into it with the dumbbells. So I would take my good morning and then go into an bent over overhead press, pull it back, and then stand. Let me show you this direction. Bend, bow, overhead press, pull, and stand. And one more version, or variation rather. Bow over into the good morning, overhead press, all the way back to get into the extension of the spine more, get into those triceps. Bring the arms back all the way around to the shoulder, and up. One more time with that. Extend the spine. Now, obviously, that last one is a lot more advanced, takes a lot more shoulder strength and back strength to do. But again, I like to change it up, not repeat the same things over and over and over again. Variation is key to never plateauing. So good luck and good morning.